Hey guys, this is Laura with Ure Door again. We are doing part 2 of the Wicked Witch with Witch. Let me try that again. Wicked Witch wreath. Here's her face. Isn't she creepy? She's creepy. So, I am doing a live, as I said on my first video. If you watched part 1, this is part 2. Part 1, we made this. It's just the deco mesh part. I wanted to show that as something separate. That way I could share it later if I needed to. On Friday, this coming up Friday, which is I think the 12th of August at 4:30 p.m. Central Time, I will be doing a live with Holidays Designer Circle. Holidays is spelled Holidaze. If you go to my page, For Your Door Reads Them More on Facebook, you will find the link, and I will post it a couple different times so people can see it, where you join the group for free. You just click join, I think, and then everyone gets in. That way you can watch the lives. There are going to be so many artists and wreath designers and centerpiece designers back to back all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to creating things and sharing their gifts. And I was lucky and blessed enough to be able to do this and be asked to do this. But this is such a complex wreath that I wanted to do parts so that on the live, if people want to watch how I did these things, they can go back and watch my steps. And that will make it easier for people, because what I'm going to be doing on the live is decorating and putting in florals and all that stuff. This one might be a little rough to watch because I haven't got it all sorted out how I'm going to do it yet. So bear with me on this one. I almost thought about not doing this as a live just for that reason, because this one is a little bit more complex than some I've done. But I really wanted to do something cool. So I had already built my witch. What I did is, this is on a foam mannequin head. And I got a mask off Amazon, and I stretched it around. I did fill it with cotton in the chin and nose and cheeks and head, because it would just squish in flat otherwise. So it's kind of got a little bit, I mean, you still squish it, but it's got some cotton in it. And then I put a wig. I got a wig from Party City. You can get wigs on Amazon as well, or anywhere at Halloween time. You use any wig you want, or just take sprigs of a wig. I may end up having to trim it because it's got really long hair, but we're going to see. I really liked this wig. And then I got a hat at Party City, and these were really inexpensive. Just a basic hat, which I put on its head. It's pinned on and glued on. And I put berries, and all that around on the hat, because it's kind of going to go with what I'm doing. So the first thing I will do is put the head on. So I'm going to kind of just look at what it looks like here. I think it's going to kind of go at the top, because the cool things that I have, and I'm going to add more to this. This video might be a little bit long. I'll do my best to get through it quickly, but I've got this really cool broom, which I do have to glue down, that we put together. We got it at Amazon, but it was longer and it's been shortened, and I've got to glue it and get it ready, because this is going to go on here, this really cool wreath. I liked it because it looked more natural. You can get all kinds of brooms. You can do any broom you want, but this one was shortened where it's going to fit and kind of go across. And then here's the really cool part. I bought these. I looked up witch hands on Amazon. These were bone color, and then Nathan, my fiance, who's an airbrush artist, he painted these for me, and he took a torch and he kind of softened it and melted the fingers down so they can grip this broom. So that's what we did there. It is going to take a little bit of effort to get this all positioned correctly and look good on here. It might take a couple tries, I don't know, but we're going to do this together. But I have other things that I'm not sure how I'm going to add them yet, but I've got this really cool thing I got at, I wanted to say, at home store. And look at this. It's a skull and like a skeleton crow, and you can turn the lights. See? And it's really cool. And I want to put that towards the bottom. That way someone can just easily switch it on when they want it on. I also got a spell book. Where did I get this? Michael's. I gotta have Michael's. It's just a little spell book that I thought I might add on here, possibly. There again, we have space that I don't know how much space I might have to work with. But here's the props I have that I'm working with and possibly gonna put on here. I also made a cauldron. Well, I bought the cauldron off Amazon. It's a 6-inch cauldron. It's little. And then I got off Amazon, I just ordered green ornaments. And I pulled the gold off, and I put in first, I put some stuffing in there, and I put some Spanish moss, and I glued that down in there, and then I started placing, you know, it's got, the ornaments have the little gold hanger thing. I pulled that off, and of course I pointed that down and around so that that part didn't show, to make it look like a little cauldron with bubbles. So I'd like to put that in there. And then I also have a sign. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Got this cool metal sign. I believe this came off Amazon as well. And then I've got this lace stuff that I think I've got to use. I might sew and gather around, if need be, around her collar. And I got that at Hobby Lobby, a yard of that. So if I need to, I think it's going to need something to kind of soften that head being on there. So that's what we're going to do. But first things first, before I add the head or anything, I want to, oh, and she's sticking big time. Her hair is sticking to that deco mesh. I may have to do that first. She is sticking, which I guess is good. I guess it means she's going to stay. But I need to put the ribbon on there. Let me yank here. Get that hair off of there. I'm going to put a ribbon on there so I can hang this wreath up and look at it from time to time. So I always do mine with ribbon. So I'm going to take that. We're going to make a door hanger. I'm using the bright green on this, because this wreath will have, where it's kind of dark colors right now, it's going to have all kinds of colors in it by the time I'm done. Yeah, so I think I just kind of put it through the center, pull it up, and then I tie a knot. Probably got way too much ribbon and wasting some. Then I'm going to glue it here in a second. But let me tie a knot there. And then I will fishtail the top. By fishtail, where's my scissors? It's just like wrapping gifts. You can't find anything. Fold it in half, and then I point it. You go center up diagonally and make a little fishtail. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm not doing any of the bows and pretties on this today. I'm doing all that Friday for my live. This is just, we're going to build it and get it prepared for my live. That way, everyone can see every step that I do. Okay, I'm going to get my glue gun around. I've got a mess on my table. I've been working on stuff all day. All right, so I'm going to put a little glue. Oh my goodness. I turned it off. All right, we're going to wait on that for just a second. So what I can do while I'm waiting for that to heat up, and then I'll secure that, is I'm going to put, I've got these barbecue skewer things, and I'm going to put a couple of those up in the mannequin head, because we're going to try to get this thing in position. So I'm going to kind of put it, let's see if it'll go through the fabric. It may not. Let me do it this way then. I'll do it this way. Go in this direction, kind of shoving them in that mannequin head. I'd like to put one in the back too. Let me see if I can make that happen. This girl's hair is wild. I liked this wig. I kind of wanted to keep it for myself. I might have to get one of these wigs for myself because I really like it. And when I put it on here, I had to really pull it tight, and I've got some pins. I took just those white pins that you press, push pins is what I'm trying to say, and pushed it in there just to secure it, make sure it all stays. All right, where's my sticks? I'm doing this one. I'm going to shove this one in the back, see if I can get it to go through. may not want to. I have to find a spot. There we go. So as I said, this might be a little awkward because I'm kind of figuring out as I go because I've never done one quite like this. But we're going to figure it out together, and then you'll know how to do it at home if you want to do something like this for yourself. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. And trim these down a little bit too. We're going to see if we can get that in there here in a minute. See if this is heating up yet. You know, the part that makes it really, really cool and pretty is all the florals and stuff, which I'll show you some of the stuff I have when we're done here to look forward to on Friday. But it's not hot yet. So we're going to make it really pretty when it's done. I can't wait to do that part. I've been so excited to do this witch, and I hope it turns out, you know, I hope it turns out. I'm going to go ahead and put some wire in this while we're waiting for the glue gun as well. I use my handy dandy floral wire. That's what I use for everything. So I'm going to, oh my gosh, drop it in the floor. That's what I'm going to do, is drop it in the floor. Okay. I'm going to cut some off here. And this sign happens to have holes in all four corners, which is convenient. So I'm going to just thread the wire through the holes in the corners. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. When I thought of this wreath, I thought of, you know, it's more of a traditional, where I've done some of the non-traditional with pastels, which I love. This is more traditional. It's your Wicked Witch, and I wanted to think of like riding a broom and spells and just everything you think of with a witch. At Halloween time. And I had this, I've been thinking about this one for a while. I'm telling you, I lay awake at night thinking of ideas that I want to do for wreaths. It's crazy. I guess that means I'm doing what I need to be doing, because they say if you're passionate about something, you never stop thinking about it. And that is definitely the case for me. This one is not long enough. I'm going to save this one. I think about this stuff all the time, thinking of new ideas, thinking about the seasons ahead. And I've been thinking about this witch one for a while, so I've been excited to do it. And when I got asked to do the live, I thought, perfect timing. But I thought, I can't do all these steps on a live. I have an hour and 25 minutes. And a lot of times it takes me that long to decorate. So I was not going to attempt to do the whole thing on that live. But anytime I do just the decorating on a live, I have people ask me, how do you do this? And how do you do the deco mesh part? So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the steps on my page. And then if anyone asks during the live, I can also let people know during the live. Now that's got wires all the way around it, so it'll be ready to hook up. So I can tell people, yes, I've got it. It's on my page. Go to For Your Door Wreaths and More. Go to my page, and you're going to see all the steps that I took to put this wreath together. Even if you don't want to do something just like it, you can do anything with a mask. You can do, I did a freak show one like that before, but whatever you want to do, but it just shows you a different way. Everyone's got such amazing different ways, and this is the way I'm doing this. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got some glue coming out now. Let me glue this ribbon on. Put some glue on the back. That stick on there. Put some back here too. I just want, this is what I like to use for a door hanger. Not everybody puts door hangers on, but I do. So they can hang them up on their door or whatever. It's kind of easy access, I guess. We'll let that dry for a second. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday, I think it is. I went through this last time. I think it's still Wednesday. Still the same day. Okay. I'm having a good day. Come here. I've got my cat here with me. Come here. Oh, you're not very happy. There, say hi. Say hi. You're a good boy. Okay, now I'm going to attempt, this is like a magic show, I'm going to attempt to put this witch head on. So I've got her hair parted in the middle. I've got the 3 sticks in, the skewer sticks. I'm going to kind of just put that in the front so it doesn't get in the way. And I'm going to try to put this kind of high up because we are doing the broom and hands and such. So I'm going to see. This is the part that might be a little rough as you muddle through this with me. See if I can get this head on here correctly. These sticks, so just bear with me as I work through this. I don't know whether to do it a little crooked. I kind of want it straight, so let me turn it. I put that through here. I'm going to stick that all the way through, cram that down. And then I've got these sticks. I don't know, this stick isn't going to work that direction, so I'm going to move it this way. Moving her hair. Kind of shove these down in the sides. I just want to make it stay. The hair is a bit of a pain, but I think it's going to look really cool, so it's worth it. I'm moving this hair because, okay, I've got her head on straight now. I'm going to show you in a minute. But we're going to glue this head now because I've got the sticks in there and I'm going to put glue down in the sticks too. But I really want this head to stay. That's important. Move this broom. So I'm going to start applying glue to these sticks where they're shoved into this wreath and hope that the deco mesh and everything grabs on. And then I'm also going to start putting glue behind its head and her head and neck. See if we can get her to stay solid here. On the top, we're just gonna be very glue happy. Don't spare the glue. Let's shove that down in there. Okay. Now, the sticks and stuff right now show, but they won't when we're done, because we're going to cover everything. So don't worry about the sticks. We're going to have so many goodies in this thing, nothing's going to show. Because I've been collecting the goodies. Okay. Alright, we're going to let that set up for just a minute. Make sure those sticks are good and covered. Really want that to stay in there. More glue. I cannot wait to decorate her so she really comes to life. It's going to be really hard to wait till Friday, but I'm going to. It's like waiting for Christmas. Alright, so her hair, I'm going to keep out of the way because I think I'm going to do the collar next before her hair gets in the way. So what I'm going to do, I think, is gather this and I'm going to put it around her neck. Let me get some thread and a needle, and you'll have to excuse me, I'm going to have to put on my glasses because I don't see very well and I need to thread something. Haha. So let me, here I've got some black thread. Just got a little sewing kit I grabbed. I have a needle on this thing. Nope, just pins. Okay. This is a new kit. I just kind of grabbed it quickly. It should have some needles in it. Yep, right here. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Alright. If I can open this. I should already have this open. I'm sorry. I'm going to get it eventually here. There we go. Now it's popping open. Alright. There's a needle. Set that up here. Then I'm going to get my thread. I might get this here in a second. I'm sorry, the thread is sticking really good. Alright. Come on. So I get for using new thread. Get this one started. You just do this. It's not the color I wanted, but it'll work. I can't get the other one to go. And I'll hide it with other things anyway. Okay. So I'm getting some thread. We need a ton of it. Get my needle. So I'm going to trim that down a little bit. There we go. Got some frays on it. Threading is the hardest part. I should have already had this threaded, so I apologize. This is the tiniest little hole ever, too. Okay. See if there's any other. Thanks for being patient with me. Sorry. Told you this one might have a little bit of. Let me see if there's one with a bigger. Oh, I'm trying to find a bigger one. Maybe that one had such a small eye. Let's see if this one's better. Should have got my other needles. This one is way too small. My eyes are not good. Oh, I think I'm getting it. Finally. Come on. Oh, I messed up. Try again. Feel free to fast forward this part if you want. This is, I can't stop this or I would. See, is there a way to pause it? Hold on a second. Let me just pause this and I'll get this threaded and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I got it threaded. I didn't want you guys to keep waiting. It was really getting annoying. Sorry about that. Okay, so I threaded it, knotted it, and now I'm going to start gathering it. If you've ever done that, I just kind of go in and out. And this is kind of hard because it's lacy. We're going to just gather this up. And I'm going to make a little collar for her. It'll look a little prettier than what she has right now on her neck. So it doesn't look very good. So I'm just going back and forth with the lace, pulling it through, making it gather up. Okay. Back and forth. Okay. Alright. I may not use all of this. I just got a yard to make sure I have enough. It may look good to put little sleeves on the hands. I'm not sure, so I might use some of it for that. I just want enough to kind of go around her neck. I'm about there to what I want. Go a little further so I have enough to go around. Back and forth. Pull the string. It's very simple sewing. I can do a little sewing on a sewing machine, but I'm not a huge sour, so. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good. I'm gonna tie this off. So just do a loop. I'm gonna go through the loop, make a knot. Doesn't have to look perfect. It's just to make the neck part look better. So everything else on it, it doesn't show that much. I just want it to look better. Okay, so I tied that off. I'm gonna cut it. That up here, and then I'm gonna stretch this out. Kind of pull it and stretch it, and then I'm gonna snip this off. And if I want to use some of that later for the hands, I will. Let me see here. So here's what I got. Kind of makes it look like a little skirt. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of her neck, like that. I don't know. I'll show you here in a minute, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna glue that all the way across and put that, and it's just gonna make it a little fancier around her neck. So here we go. Putting the glue across. Okay. Slip this on there. And then grab on there. And that just looks a little prettier. Of course, the deco mesh is hanging on to everything. Snip that string. Okay. Yeah, that looks better to me. You have a little something there around her neck. Let me see if I can lift it up and show you so far. We got a little lacy thing around her neck. You still see a hole. There she's on there. I think her head is on pretty good. I'm going to secure that a little bit more later. We will see. Okay, now I'm going to kind of put her hair down. Her awesome hair. I love the hair. Let's pull on. And it looks nappy, and that's good. And then I kind of just need it around her face. Pull this black back a little more. Might take some glue and just make sure the hair is sticking to that and not showing a lot of the black. Let me try that. Just want to kind of cover the black around the edges. She's got some crazy eyes. She's crazy looking. She's evil looking. I like it. I like it for Halloween. Just kind of putting her hair around like so. Around her face. Hoping it'll kind of stay. You see a little bit of the collar there, but not a lot. It just kind of helped it a little bit here. All right, and we may cut some of this hair off because it's pretty long. We're gonna see though first, because I gotta do the broom and hands, but I don't want the hair to take away from the broom and hands. So we're gonna do the broom next. I first of all need to put a little glue because we had taken this out. The stick came out, so I'm gonna glue this stick on here a little bit better with the twigs. So I'm dumping some glue down there. Good stay. I have to get another glue stick, I can tell. I'll let that set up for just a second while I get another glue stick. We're gonna wire that thing on. It came with a plastic, like it looked like a zip tie around it, and I thought the plastic was supposed to come off and I cut it. Whoops. So I ended up having to put wire around it for the bristles to stay on. But that's okay. I think I want the broom to go, let's see what direction. I think I like it that direction. So again, I'm gonna move her hair. I have a feeling we're gonna end up doing a little trim on her. So I'm gonna put this like here. Like she's holding it. So it's gonna kind of go across like that. But I'm gonna wire it on. And then we're gonna place hands on there. I don't know, maybe it needs to be a little lower. Do the broom a little lower. Okay. Alright, cutting some wire off. I'm going to just kind of go with it. I already have a wire around here. So I'm going to kind of go in behind and try to find this little piece of wire and pull it out. And then I'm going to go around here and find the other side. And then we're going to tie it. Let's see, I needed to go around a wire on the base. Okay, now let me tie that from behind. Really good and tight. Twist it, twist it. So this broom stays on there. Okay, so I got that on there good. Now I'll probably wire this top part. And we'll put some glue on there too. Before I glue too much, I want to make sure it's all going to work with the hands and everything, because you can cut a wire. It's a good way to place things if you think you might want to move something, but once you glue it, it gets harder. So I'm going to take this wire around this little part that's on here. I'm going to twist it. There's a part where it goes together, so I'm putting the wire around that, and then I'm going to put that down and find the sides underneath so I can wire that on. Okay, I got one piece, find the second piece. This to me is the hardest part of the wreaths, is getting this stuff placed. And then once you do that, the decorating is really fun. I lost the wire, where'd it go? Find it again, there it is. Okay, it needs to go through this part. It's got to hang on to something. It does no good just to twist it around each other. Alright, so I'm twisting it tight. Okay. Alright. So that's wired on there good now. Alright, so let me, whew, it's warm in here. Alright, the next thing is the hands. Now these luckily came with holes in them, so I'm going to put a wire in each one of these, and then we're going to place them and wire them on there. And then if it all works, we will glue it. But I want to make sure it's all positioned correctly before I do any kind of gluing. Make sure it looks good, because it's so hard to take apart, and you can ruin things once it's glued on. It makes it a lot harder. But he shaped this where it could go around a broom. So we're going to try to make that work. I also want to try to have it proportioned to her head. Hopefully it all works and looks right. So I've tied the other wire. Okay. So let me see where I can position this hand. I want it, let's see. You have to think about your own hands, like how could that be? I'm going to see here about putting this thumb around here and putting these fingers where she's kind of holding the broom at the top. At least for this hand. And then I'm going to have to put this down in here. Like I say, I'm thinking I might put a little lace there too. Cut off some lace and add it, because I think that it needs the hole covered and it would look more natural, like she has a dress on. I just try to think about everything realistic. I'll reposition that, but I'm going to put the wire on here. Twisting it around and around, make sure it stays. Okay, now we'll put her hand back up like she's holding the top of this broom. The broom in her hands. Okay. The hand, you know, the deco mesh to kind of swallow up some of that. And then let me see about this other hand. You can have it go in this direction. She's kind of holding it this way, I think, is what I'm going to do with that. But I like that. So it looks like she's holding it, that broom. So I'm going to put the wire in this way. Take it through. Don't worry about messing up your deco mesh. You're going to cover it all anyway. This thing is not going to look pretty today. It's not going to look pretty until Friday. And then we're going to try to make it wow with the decor. But this part is very, very important because you have to get this stuff in position before you can make it wow. Okay. So I've got this. I kind of want the hand to cover that part of the broom. Okay. Let me hold this up and see what it's looking like. I like that, where she's just hanging on to it all. So, yeah. Let me start gluing some of this. If you torch these fingers, they get very, very fragile, just so you know. So you cannot be too rough with them. Come on, glue stick. Okay, just going around putting glue on. Glue that hand in there. Every witch needs her broom. All right. Just kind of letting that set up a little bit. A little bit more under here. Okay, we're gonna let that set. I think she's super cool. I am gonna put a little lace, like she's got a little sleeve. I'm going to just do that by glue, I think, instead of sewing, because it doesn't need as big of a piece. So I'm just going to kind of cut it. I cut about this much, and I'm just going to kind of take that down below and glue it on there. I think, and I'm going to kind of gather up the bottom. Put a dab of glue at the bottom of the hand. Try not to burn myself. This is where I would burn myself. So I stick that down there and just kind of try to use the mesh. Push that down. I don't want it to cover the hand too much. I just want it to look like she's got a little sleeve. I'll show you all this in a moment. I'm going to do the same thing on the other hand. I'm just going to cut off a little section. Kind of gather it up. Gather it up like that. Then I'm going to put a little glue at the base of her hand. Shoving it down so it's not as long, just kind of into the deco mesh so it grabs it and keeps it there. Okay, let me see about this hair now, what we're going to do with that. I don't want it to cover the hand too much. I might kind of put the hand over it. Put this hand where it's kind of over this hair. Kind of under the fingers because I don't want to take away from the hand. The hand is cool. Shove that hair in there. And I may take off length. I'm sitting here contemplating this. Let me show you what we've got so far. We've got her holding a broom. but I think some of that hair needs to go. So I'm going to do a little snipping. I like the long hair, but I think it's a bit much. I don't want it to be perfectly even, so I'm going to just take it and snip. Snip a little bit more. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Snip it. And snip a little more. You see? That will show off things better. It's really hard to see where we're at with things. Really want that hair to stay better over that face, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But that way, kind of shoving that hair around. I'm gonna have to mess with that because there. Okay. I can mess with that hair more later. I gotta look at other things. Let me see this sign. Kind of want this sign. Over. Go over here. I gotta think about this for a second. I also have this cauldron. Let me think for a minute, guys. This is, let's see if it fits in here even. Kind of don't hate that. I'm thinking here. So we're muddling through this together, you guys. Figure this out. This side looks better, maybe. I'm gonna hang this up for a second and look. Head further back. So let me push that back a little bit. Her head is too forward for me. I'm gonna move some of this deco mesh out of the way and push that head in. I'm gonna stand back and look at her. Hold on just a moment. Okay, let me see here. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with this. I don't know, can you see her? Let me move this a little bit so you can see her better. Whoa, turned off my light too. Okay, you can see her a little better now. I gotta figure out where I want things to be, and I am unsure of this cauldron. But I kind of want to use it. Let me put this sign on real quick. Wire that on. Okay. this sign wired on, guys. Oh, let me untwist this. I think it needs to be up higher. This is the hard part, guys. Getting all this stuff situated. I think maybe I just need a wire. Just wire this part what it looks like. I'm going to stand back and look at this again and make sure it looks okay. It's real hard to see until I stand back. I always do that. And then I can see what it needs. Oh, my wires in my face. Okay, finding the wires behind it. Okay, let me tighten that. Okay. Now let me put this lightly up here. I'm going to fill all this in with greenery and stuff on Friday. So the standout stuff would have greenery coming in from behind it, so don't worry. It looks a little awkward today. It won't after Friday. Okay, come on. Let's see. There. I did not try something else. We're getting it here. Just trying to find these wires through here. That takes a minute. That's why I don't always do this part during lives. It can be a little awkward, especially these big ones. They give you a run for your money, because this is how my freak show one was too. It's hard to get it all on there the way you want, these big ones. But we're gonna get it. All right, let me try tying it here. Pull that down. All right. Now, let me get this bottom one. Tie it around. We're gonna get this bad boy attached. Got it now. We're almost at the end of our video. We got a couple more things to do. Okay, now that sign is attached, I will glue it too. I'm going to adjust that head a little bit, I think. And let me take off a little bit more of the hair. I'm going to trim it a little bit more. Definitely going to have to vacuum when I'm done with this. Okay. Giving her a little haircut. Okay. still thick and pretty, but it's just not as long and aggressive. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, that's working out. Different angles, it's a little hard for you to see that, but the sign shows on that side. Okay, now I've got 2 more things I want to add, and then we can be done with this video, and then the rest happens on Friday. Okay, so I've got the cauldron. I'm trying to see if I can make that fit on there where it looks good, because I've got this I want to add as well. This light up thing, and it has to be at the bottom. I'm almost thinking there, and the cauldron over here. So let me get some wire. Let's see if we can get this cauldron on here. Thanks for your patience, guys. This one's a long one. We're almost at an hour, but these are all important steps into making kind of these big wreaths like this that have a lot to them. It's not perfectly easy. It takes some time to get this put together. So let me do another one on the other side. You can tell like the hours people put into these things. It takes a while sometimes. Okay, let me see if I can get this attached in here where it looks good. I have not glued the big things. I haven't glued that. I have not, and I'm not gluing this right off the bat. I want to make sure it looks good in there before I commit to it and secure it. So I'm going to kind of put it on here and see. Right under this hand. I can get the wire to go through. We're adding lots of goodies on this one. And there's going to be so many pretty florals and stuff added on Friday. That's really going to make it look wow. Alright, let's see if I can get this to secure. One side. Get this wire on this handle a little bit better. Get this through. This one's gonna need glue to stay. Because it's slipping down the handle. Alright, let me take that off and glue that. Lay that down real quick. I'm going to glue that cauldron on there because it is not wanting to stay without the glue. For sure going to need that. Okay. Hold that for a bit. We're getting there, we're getting there. One more item after this, and then I'll show you some of the fun things for Friday, and then we'll be done. It's taking a while, but it really could have been worse. So I'm good with an hour or so, that's fine. been a lot of pauses and all that. So thank you for bearing with me through my lives and stuff. I definitely chatter more, but this one has taken some effort to get it together, which is why I thought about not doing it on video, because I knew it would be hard, and it was, and is. That sleeve up there where it shows, and this glue. More glue. Glue's my best friend. So I'll make sure it's secure on there. And then the next thing we're putting on, the last thing, is this skeleton crow. And that's got to be towards the bottom like this, because I want people to be able to turn it on and off as they need to. So they can just do a quick little switch on at the bottom, and they can get in there to change the battery if they need to as well. So, but we're going to wire that up. Oh, and I have my book of spells. I don't know if that's gonna, I don't know. Alright, so I put this bracket, it's from Amazon, on the back. I use these a lot. If you watch my videos, you get them on Amazon. It's a little mounting bracket. It's got a sticky on the back, and then you can just put your wire through it, you know, in a perfect world. Okay. So it's pretty heavy, so I don't know if it'll hold like this. If it won't, then I'll have to do it. I may need to do a second wire. This is a heavy little guy, but I think he's cool. And when I saw him, I thought, oh, my witch wreath needs that. I can tell we're going to need to do a second wire. I can already tell that. We're going to put this on. Alright, now I'm going to also wire around this thing's neck. The bird, the skeleton bird neck, because they won't really show and it needs extra security, so I'm winding the wire around its neck, and then I'm going to thread it through and secure it. Lots of wiring, lots of securing. Okay, now let me hang it up again. And so that's on there. I probably will glue that a little bit more, or at all. Let me put some glue on this. Little switches on the side there. Can you see that at all? Turn this door a little bit. Let me bring this closer. Should be able to see the switch. Okay. So that's what we have. Turn this off. I don't want to waste the battery on it. So I may glue things, I'm going to glue things a little bit more, make it a little bit more secure. But that's the stuff we have on so far. I do have the spell book. I'm going to play with that a little bit more. And see, I gotta have room for greenery and stuff too. I've got a different witch wreath I'm gonna do, and I might keep the book of spells for that. I'm not sure. But I'll play with it and see if I'm gonna add it Friday or not. This is what we have so far. Then we've got the witch head on there. We've got the hands holding the broom. We've got a cauldron, which I'm gonna attach a little better, and the sign. So all that's kind of where we're at right now with her. Now, when we come back Friday together, I've got so many pretty goodies that are going to go in her. I've got so much. I've got berries and spiders, bugs. I've got pumpkins, and I don't know what all is going to fit. I've got skeletons. I've got this cool little pumpkin. All these things I got from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, where I got them. I've got a creepy snake, which, funny story, I'll tell you about on the live, that scared me to death the other day. It stuck to something. But a snake, ooh, I hate snakes. But and ribbon, I've just got a lot of things we're going to add to this, and whatever we can make fit on Friday. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to tweak this a little bit more, but you got the gist of how I put that together. And then Friday, we're going to make her beautiful. So that's going to be our job on Friday during my live. Again, my page is For Your Door, Wreaths and More. Your is U-R-E, For Your Door, Wreaths and More on Facebook. My Etsy is For Your Door Store. And then the group that I am getting to do my live with, which if you go to my page, you'll see it, is Holidays Designer Circle. Holidays is spelled with a Z-E at the end. Holidays Designer Circle. So please come and join me and watch how I finish this up. And then you have this for reference to get started if you want to make something similar. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I am so happy you stuck it out with me as a little rough at points. I knew it would be, but that's part of it. So that's the real world with wreath making. It's not always easy. It's sometimes a struggle to get it the way you want it to look. But she's going to be cool. I'm excited to finish her. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.